What did Morgan Wallen say in Dying Man? Codeine, it got Elvis. Whiskey, it got Hank. I always thought I might get taken out like that. A day like today makes a video like today's video a little difficult, right? Because we got gray sky, clouds, and a little overcast with the clouds. It kind of feels like it's going to rain. It's kind of cold, but it's also a little bit warm. It's kind of right in between, right around the 60-degree mark. It's definitely got a vibe to it. Days like today have that kind of whiskey and rain kind of vibe to it. I'm not going to lie. Let me start off by saying I'm not morally opposed to drinking. This is not some kind of weird, kind of sermon or speech about why you should or shouldn't drink. It's just my personal story of a guy who kind of gets the vibes, a guy who kind of likes to drink, a guy who's kind of entwined in the culture. But yet, for some weird reason of recent, I just simply have not touched the bottle. I have not drank. It's not a moral objection. It's just responsibility and getting older and understanding that time has value. And bro, alcohol can kind of lead you and waste your time if you're not careful. To explain some of my comments, let me just share the type of personality traits that I have. If I were to describe myself, I'm the prototypical dude, right? I mean, you ask me what kind of books do you read? I like Ernest Hemingway. There's nothing wrong with The Old Man and the Sea. I love the whole Hemingway vibe to things, right? Also, if you were to look and see what's on my bookshelf, you'll find things such as this. Jack London's The Call of the Wild. White Fang from Jack London. And to be honest with you, one of my favorite short stories I ever read from my time in college was this short story by Jack London called To Build a Fire. So I mean, it's entwined in me, man. It's in the culture. It's in the air I breathe. It's in the water I drink. I do have those sensibilities to kind of be that typical, male that enjoys a little bit of whiskey here and there. When I was preparing for this video, ironically, I even found things such as the Strobe's Manual of Mixed Drinks on my bookshelf. I didn't even realize I still had this, but I mean, it obviously tells you that I care about learning how to make cocktails correctly and knowing this is the 1913 edition, so knowing some of those more traditional and classic drinks, right? I love to travel, and part of traveling is experiencing the culture of the places you take in, and part of that culture, it can be alcohol-based, right? Such as North Carolina's craft beer and breweries, because I live in North Carolina, I felt like this is something I should know at some point, right? These are the type of things that were actually on my bookshelf, just coincidentally preparing for this video, things I had forgotten I even owned, to be quite honest, and I'm kind of happy because at least oh man, maybe I should reventure these things. Even when it comes to kind of casual reading, my wife kind of harped on me and got on my butt a little bit about the fact that everything I read seems so freaking academic. And she's like, dude, how do you do that? How do you not go insane reading these type of things all the time? I mean, truth be told, look, guys, my degree was in history. I worked as a social studies teacher for a while, coaching baseball and football. Past that, guys, there was a time that I interned and I spent some time working with the Department of Natural and Cultural Resources here in North Carolina as a historic interpreter. So, yeah, I mean, I will admit, I'm a sucker for historical narrative and reading that. But when my wife got on my tail, one of the things I picked up is I really enjoyed the Longmire series that was on Netflix. Well, it was on regular TV, but Netflix ended up picking it up to finish it off. So I started reading, the Longmire mysteries, which alcohol's a part of that, right? I mean, if you guys have watched the series, you know the type of beer that he drinks on that show, right? I mean, his best friend owns a bar. So, I mean, I started to realize, wow, holy crap, this stuff is all over me. It's in every aspect of my life as I really analyze this and I peel all the onion back here. And I want to make this clear. There's nothing wrong with this being a part of your life if you're doing things responsibly. Like I said, guys, I'm not here to evangelize anything. What I will say is, it's tough, man, when you start getting into working for yourself, right? When you're, dealing with family life stuff, when you have to be a normal, responsible adult. It's tough to find the time to drink because anytime that I give into the urges like a day like today, which feels like a great time to just pop the bottle cap here. It's a Friday, it's overcast, it's gray clouds, you know what I mean? It feels like drinking weather to me. With that said, if I do that, I can't do things such as I don't know, maybe go out later on tonight and dash to collect a little bit of money so that way I could potentially put revenue behind this video, right? Maybe I could upgrade the camera equipment. Maybe I could upgrade my audio. Maybe I could just simply spend money to advertise and get the video in front of you more. So advertisement, if you will, right? Like there's all these little things that if I make a single decision, like drinking, it has these downwind impacts. And that's what I've been noticing is the downwind impacts are the things that are kind of making it to now to where I just do not really drink anymore. I was trying to figure out the last time I had a drink. And truth be told, I don't even know because it's been that long ago. The last time I can really honestly remember having a drink was back in like August when one of my closest friends came down to visit and help me out around the house, fix some things up. We eventually went out and got some sushi, and they had some Japanese beers at this sushi spot. So I was like, let's try some. So we ended up ordering a beer, and we just had that beer together, and kind of we came back. You know, my buddy and my wife and my niece and everyone, we all just kind of sat back. Not my niece. She's not drinking, guys, but we all just kind of sit back and, you know, had a good time eating some sushi and stuff. So, I mean, like, it's been that long, guys. Like, it has been that long since I've really even thought to have a drink. And even past that, I mean, there was like maybe a weekend in July to where I went camping. And during that camping weekend, I think I brought like 2 beers with me. You know, because you're not really supposed to be drinking on those lands, to be quite honest, but everyone does it anyways. But, you know, like I had a couple of beers when I was there, and that was spread out over like a 3-day like kind of time frame. So, I mean, it just had like just life decisions have kind of made it difficult for me to really get into the spirit of wanting to drink, which is a weird thing to say, but it's true. In closing, what I would like to ask you guys is this. How often do you guys honestly drink? Like, have you found out as you've gotten older? I'm 40 now. As you've gotten older, have you found it harder to make time to actually drink, even if you're not morally opposed? For some of you guys who don't drink, why don't you drink? And if you're like, yo, I'm just not there yet, man. I'm in my younger phases, Steve. I'm going to enjoy life. Well, tell me what your favorite drink is, y'all. All right, guys, this is a new channel. I am trying to do my best to pick this thing up from the ground and build my audience here on YouTube. I'm trying to find my tribe. I would love for you to be a part of that tribe. So if you thoroughly enjoyed today's video, guys, do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button, drop me a comment. And hey, I'd love to add you to the community, but I need you to subscribe to do that. Peace, guys. I'm out of here.